behaving in this matter constantly, moment to moment, you don't have to go out there and fight with anybody. Why? Because there's nobody out there. You're the one that creating your holographic expression. So once you start behaving yourself and create that reality for you, what is happening, you're recalling into the quantum field this frequency, and in turn, you're starting by synchronicity, receiving and connecting with people that are exactly resonating in the same frequency of consciousness. So what you're doing is you're recreating an earth that is vibrating on the ascension process.
But what about...
So Marina, what happens to the individuals that are not doing that? Are they in a different dimension at that point?
Yeah,
or
that was my question. Are we just leaving them behind? Are we leaving a
are they not
behind?
existing?
No, they are existing. You have to understand that your brain depends how everything is picking up another different, multiple TV screens. In order for you to pick up the right reality, you yourself have to tune in yourself in the belief system through emotion and through action, in order for you to tune into a TV screen of reality accordingly to that structure. So you basically constantly constructing new people, because that person, for example, that was in the other reality and was talking negative, all of a sudden, because you were constantly staying in a positive, you can create another new parallel reality with yourself in it, the same thing with that person in it, but that person now behaves in completely different way.
Yes.
So you don't go out there to overtake somebody's belief system. You create your own structure, and that person may change in your belief system. But you have to accept the person itself, because you cannot reject the structure. Accept that this person has a belief system, and you have to be okay if that person doesn't come to you, because instead that person, somebody else better may come to you and help you to go through the ascension process. Okay?
So now are we leaving behind certain people? Let's say someone very close to me, like my dad, is not resonating with the person that I'm becoming. Is this how people start to fall away from your life? You just don't bring them into your reality? You don't see them as much? So is that what happens?
Very good question. What's happening actually is, again, you stay in a positive. You have to accept, for example, we're talking about, for example, your father, that your father doesn't really understand the structure, doesn't tune in the stuff you believe. But you accept the fact that your father has lessons to learn of his own belief system, because if he exists, it's part of the structure. So you say, okay, give a gratitude for everything there, put love and light and exception to that person, and you start imagining your father, for example, how everything is perfect, how much you appreciate, how much you give a gratitude, and tuning. I want you to feel the love and the appreciation, almost like you're getting tears and the goosebumps, because that is the frequency that you're building. And what's happening is, what you're doing is you're creating a plasma that you're crystallizing in your reality, and this way you are shifting your literally consciousness and creating now another earth of parallel reality, that all of a sudden your father may completely change. Now this is a new you, a new father of yours. Yes. Remember, every moment you're creating yourself. You have nothing to do with the other reality that your father didn't understand anything.
But is my father in that other reality as well? Let's say my mom has...
That's right. Your father and mother are staying in the other reality, but what you're doing is you're co-creating a new reality.
Got it.
They're completely getting it. But you have to be okay even if they don't get it. Because eventually you may create a reality that the right people like us are talking about this stuff. So you don't go and overtake somebody's structure. You build your own structure.
Yes.
And the other reality is simultaneously running with the new reality that you just created.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Marina, there's a bit of an emotional transition that occurs during these realizations, because our pain body, our emotional experience, it's all part of what our consciousness chose to come through, right? Because that's where
Yeah.
we get that recognition of love and compassion. So those of us who have gone through that dark night of the soul, the daily challenges of just being on planet Earth, that love and compassion begins with recognizing that you are doing your best, that you're working in an impossible situation that you agree to, right?
Yeah.
Because you've seen me go through my freak out moments of,
Mm-hmm.
not all light workers are making it, having an easy time. It doesn't matter how much we think we know, right?
Actually, sometimes we're more challenged than because you're more aware of the things in you. Sometimes you have to, you see everything else is happening, but you have to keep up your frequency all the time, and that is very, very challenging when you see that everything else around you is in a completely different point of view. That was
We
my
would like to
challenge
play the
for
game
years.
with a different set of rules.
Yeah.
Because those of us who are out here doing this work, everything from going to conferences to building eco cities, there would only be just a little tiny flip where all of a sudden there is money and funding for these projects, that there is
Yeah.
a recognition above television and what's going on in sports and all of that. Suddenly people recognize that there are those of us, the warriors, doing this work on
And
other
they want to
people's behalf.
participate.
Yes, they
They
will
want to
participate.
participate and they want to give out of their hearts. I cannot tell you, I'm sure for you, Fernando, how many people end up contacting and say, Marina, we want to do this, and anything you want, I'll do it for free. Because now they follow your whatever you say, they believe in you, and that's how we can build everything and help each other out.
Oh, yes.
That's the utopia we talk. That's the freedom. That's everything. This is how all the extraterrestrials, benevolent beings are operating. They don't have a monetary system like this. It's just a joke.
There
And
isn't.
it's a belief system. Here is this piece of paper that we've been printing, and how about you? I will give you yellow, and you give me blue. Oh, I don't want to give you blue. Why don't you give me two yellows? This is
And that
just a
piece of
belief
paper
system.
has become our God. It has
Yes,
consciousness and it's powerful. We
that's
made
right.
it powerful.
Because you made that
Right.
piece of paper be your guide. In
Your God,
actuality,
not
you're selling your soul
your,
for this.
the piece of paper is our creator at the moment. And
Yes.
it doesn't have to be. I wanted to share a little bit about the remembering that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that in a particular time-space continuum, we'll call it the future, the ascension of your realization already occurred. You're already living on a planet that is clean and peaceful, and you're exploring all these possibilities with your body. And that event sends out a ripple across time and space like a wave. And when we are in this particular focus, we remember, oh, I actually have the capability to build eco cities and travel through space in my light
Right.
ship. And those time waves that we're crossing every day are the communication signals from your future self that is also the ETs. We are the ETs coming back into this
That's right.
focus with love and compassion to help ourselves. And it's not just having an encounter with a ship. It's also in dreams. It's in your food. It's in your conversations with other people. It's in your emotions that you feel when you step into nature. Those are the time waves that keep reminding us that we're getting closer and closer to the thing that
And then from there, you have the ascension. depending on how this will go, depending on the agreement. Look how simple that could be. But we have to put in action because you individually are creating right now your own earth with your own ascension process. You need to understand that there's nobody outside of you. We're individually creating the connection, and right now we're meeting in a 0 point, so consciousness itself can create that utopia of earth that we want to do. That's what we're doing right now. You're dreaming ascension process right now. Somebody else questions? This was like a moment.
Everything. Oh, it sounds great. Love this conversation. Very helpful.
Yes,
very helpful.
Stephanie, you had a question, or Eva?
I'm just listening. Everything that I've had, you guys are answering. It's wonderful. I've had these instances in the past, especially these past 2 weeks. I just feel like there's such lightness all around my hologram, and when I walk through a certain area, sometimes I feel like I'm sensing what's already happening there, especially with people and places. And I'm now thinking about what you said, which is maybe it is my higher self rippling down that energy wave towards me and giving me signs of what's coming up in my future. So I'm sensing what you're saying in my life.
That's perfect. Actually, all of us
Angela
can meditate
had a
on
question,
it.
and she said she typed it a while ago. Is it possible for you to come online, Angela, and unmute yourself? I don't know if she can hear us.
I don't know if she can do.
I didn't see the question go by.
I think she says, I'm in a long process of coming into my physical body. Recently, my vibrations has been shifting higher in fast speed. I am now starting to become aware that I am not from this planet, but coming to Earth for some reason. I feel to bring peace to Earth. Her question is that making any sense to you? I feel there are implants trying to pull me back to come to Earth. That's her question.
You actually are experiencing the ascension process, and when you connect with your higher selves, once you open up these channels, you're going to be guided completely individually. Okay, they will be able to help you through the process of how to do it, where to go, what to listen. Things for you will happen through synchronicities, and you will be guided exactly which person to contact you, or whoever is going to come into your reality. It will happen through synchronicity. Don't have a negative belief system that somebody is trying to pull you down, because just the thought of it, it creates a resonance of reality. So always shift your thoughts into the positive. Stay in a positive. Watch different videos. If, for example, you have something that is disturbing you and you're out of balance, immediately start listening to a positive videos or reconnect with whatever else you listen in a higher state, because that will shift your reality into the structure of a positive outcome.
I was just typing it, so I hope nobody took my comment the wrong way. I said, watch different videos or smoke better weed to shift the frequency. No. I wanted to share that.
Yeah, let's not go there, please. Weed is not very good for people. I
Humor
think.
is what I was
That's a whole nother session that we have to have on that one.
Right. Yeah, actually, I can make a comment on that one. The real structure of the weed is a certain vibration, and it's not toxic for the body at all. It actually has a healing properties. But what's happening is, if you really want to do the manifestation, they were suggesting that if you smoke a weed, for example, to lift your consciousness to a certain level, you are getting familiar with the structure, but when you drop it and start recalling the feeling that you got by connecting with your higher self, you can start practicing that in your consciousness, and eventually you can start connecting without using. So the weed could just be a permission slip in order for you to connect with your higher self. That's why some people go to the shamans and they do, I don't know what you call it, they drinking something or something like that, because all of a sudden they starting connecting with your higher self. But if you do this all the time, that is basically a structure that it's not naturally coming from you. You're not teaching your own consciousness to reach this point. You have middle guy. to get you to that point. So that's what they were saying. And this was a while ago, though. This was a question that I was asked a while ago. Okay? Asian connections to higher self. Is that a question? Children activate true to all natural healing, higher energy. Yeah, the higher energy is natural healing too. You can achieve the healing through yourself. You know, you just recall the structure again and you can heal yourself instantaneously too. But in order to achieve this level of understanding, we all have to 100% believe in the structure. That's why it's so fundamental for us to learn the quantum physics and to learn the metaphysics of creation. Because with that, it's almost like a math. We're talking about the math of the creation, guys. Because if you know the metaphysical structure and how we can create from the metaphysical structure, it's like a black and white. You know exactly how to do it. You know how to move. Because I can say, oh, give love. Okay, but what is love? How do you create and how do you manifest? What is that about manifestation? How do you do that? Well, you move through time space. Well, how do you move through time space? So all these questions are very fundamental, and this is exactly what I'm trying to, give the message to you guys from the Pleiadians in the Council of Nine. That is what they're trying to show us, that we actually are the vessel and we actually are the creator of everything. Okay, so anybody more questions about that? More questions, guys? Does anybody hear me? Angela, do you hear me? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You guys hear me. That's great. You know, if there are more questions, I'm willing to answer. If not, we can just do to closing up the webinar. So I'm just here to answer the rest of your questions, okay? Okay. Stephanie, you asking where is my next step and how do I channel energy? You always channel energy. You are the energy. So no matter what you think of and no matter what you do, everything is energy. So the way you tune in your energy is through your belief system and your feelings, and that's how you create everything. So you are the energy, and God you are. That's why we talk about the particle of the structure. You know, that's right, everything is energy. You are the creation, you're the light, you're the particle, and you're the consciousness itself. That is the reason why we talk we are one. Because what you're doing is you're flickering through the time space, and if I flick here and flick there, I'm literally projected myself, and that could be wrong, or that could be Angela. So I created my own hologram to have an experience at the moment. That is literally my own ascension of interaction right now. Including when you look it from your point of view, you created me in your structure, and we created between you and I a three-dimensional structure of third reality, okay, which is in a 0 point. 0 point is the structure of creation, okay? The 0 point is also the stillness. The 0 point is the creation, is the wormhole, and is the nanoparticle. Each atom is also a nanoparticle. It's also, you can create a universe in there. This is in my nanotechnology that I posted on YouTube. It's called the Council of Nine Nanotechnology. You guys can listen to it. Even if you don't understand it, please listen to it, because what we're doing, these messages are resonating in a higher frequency, fifth dimensional structure and above. So when you listen to the message, you actually start tuning into this structure all the time, and I'm planting the seed in there. Even if you don't understand it, you just plant it. Okay, so once it's there, you will recognize it in a structure and is implemented already in your belief system, and that's how you're going to see the new technologies, the new structure, the fifth dimensional structure, the interaction with extraterrestrials. That is the reason the messages are put right out there, because it's massive, is in the collective. Because when it's in the collective, the energetic field is just multiplying tremendously. And that's how you crystallize it now into the collective of the ascension of the planet Earth.
Marina,
Yes.
there's a very interesting way to kind of expand on what you just said is we are all asking, what is it going to take? What is the domino that we need to tip? What is the thing that we need to do to influence the system? And where it's concentrated is in inspiration. When we see an example of where we want to go, we get inspired. That initiates a sequence in our brain to take action. So most people around the world don't know that people like us exist. Most people around the world have never even heard of free energy, much less seen it. So as soon as we build one example in our lives of a healthy body, of a mind that's a little bit functioning at a higher frequency, our artwork, our acts every day, that inspiration just is a fractal that cascades. As soon as, for example, in my case, build one Volsahedron house and show how it works, that's going to inspire millions upon hundreds of millions of people with one little domino. So what do you think about this inspiration idea?
The domino effect is based on collective. You know, I see a lot of, the domino effect is based in a collective consciousness. And remember in my harmonic reactor, I was talking about the pixels and how each pixel is also a atom. It's created and looks like a brain, almost like a tree. And between each pixel, in the center of this pixel is the wormhole. And when it creates that, it becomes, it connects to, it gives a charge of electricity frequency sound. That's how it is. And it's creating you to the other reality that's resonating. So when you build a system like this, and you are interacting with a lot of collective consciousness of people that are tuning into the same structure, now that amplifies tremendously and becomes a reality for all of us. Because you are basically tuning with people that are believing in that, and they're giving their life and soul and love towards that, and the energetic field is simplifying so much that it becomes permanent reality. So I would say I'm constantly tuning into that and stay with that, because this is what is coming. Yeah, I would say this is what is right now. We're just creating the frequency to see something that is non-visible visible. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Therese Winter has a question. She says, if we are star seeds or the like and have agreed to go back, would we still be able to exist here in 3D too simultaneously?
Let me just, if you're star seeds.
Therese, do you want to unmute if you can and expand on that?
Hello.
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 There I am. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how to word this, but if we have a feeling that we're from the stars or another planet or anything, and we are due to go back, or we're going to go back, does that mean, I mean, I understand what you're saying about these things happening simultaneously. Can you bilocate? Can you be there and here at the same time?
Yes,
or am I doing that right now?
No, you are basically at the same time in those two realities. But the reality you perceiving at that particular moment will be the reality of your belief system and what you focus your consciousness and your thoughts into.
Okay.
So that reality of your 3D is still existing, still running. But right now we're moving 4D and to 5D, is transition time, because you wouldn't be even talking to us if you don't resonate in a similar structure. You wouldn't be here. Okay?
Yeah,
So that reality is still running. Because if you didn't go and listen to this stuff, if you didn't do all this stuff, you basically end up splitting the realities to two different realities. Because anyhow, even moment to moment, you're shifting and splitting the realities anyway. So it's not that you're going back, you're co-creating a new one.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think I'm understanding that a little bit better. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Sure.
Marina, I figured we're about to finish up here.
Yes,
I've got
yes.
the two videos recorded. As you remember, we can't record more than 59 minutes on each one because of Facebook.
Oh, yes, I understand. Okay, somebody asked me, Claudio asked me, what about the electricity? But what is electricity?
Okay.
Electricity is the static from the magnetic and gravitational field. It's like the charge. So you have to understand that in a quantum field and in a nano, everything is connected with each other. And each atom, for example, you have the atom and you have some kind of a different structure of proton or something else. Those two, for example, atom, proton, electron, they're literally the same particle. I was taught about this, okay? I posted that. It's the same particle. How is this possible? Because in the structure of the quantum field, that particle of the atom, when start interacting with different vibration of sequence, is changing its structure to a different particle. This is coming back to the law of the one particle. Okay, so we are made again from the same particle, the same with electricity. Electricity is also gravitational and magnetic field. Is the same structure, but it's because it's interacting in the structure of the quantum field with different vibration, becomes slightly different matter. The same way you have a different type of crystals, the same way is with on the level of the quantum field. You're simply interacting from the quantum field with different structures, and because of that, you're creating a different forms of matter or antimatter or whatever that is in a structure. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, and healing is also happening through frequency and sound. Okay, you can heal everything through frequency and sound, and you can heal everything through your thoughts. In the harmonic reactor, there's something that is called in metatronic conversion. You can heal your body through the frequency of the sound. It's all there, people.
Marina, is there a certain like how do you find out what hertz to use? Isn't there certain
You have to
hertz?
measure, yes, you have to measure, well, you have to measure the frequency of the heart, and you have to combine the subtone of the heart frequency and combine this into one tone, basically. And once you combine that, it has a certain frequency, the same structure, depending on how high or low that is. You are playing that frequency sound back into the person, and the body itself and the consciousness itself of that person will recognize the structure, and in a couple of days will rebuild the structure into completely healed body. This is a very shortcut how to absolutely heal not only particular situation in your body if you have problems in your heart or your kidneys, but actually the entire immune system, the entire body as a consciousness, as an energy is being completely healed. Okay, this is in the harmonic reactor. The metatronic conversion is there. The information is there. The harmonic reactor information and the nanotechnology that I'm going to post soon, whatever I do it, it's basically just a little tip of the iceberg. It's a lot more layers into it, but the scientist has to really go and start decoding it and more information. I already have people that calling from different places of the planet Earth and started to completely understand parts of the harmonic reactor. Resonates with them completely.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody. I guess we have to, this was for today. I hope you guys learned a lot. And next time we probably gonna have Fernando Vosa with us. He's an incredible human being and a friend. Thank you, Fernando, for participating today.
Thank you, Marina. I love you, and
I love
Ron
you
for
too.
hosting
Thank you,
this
guys.
great talk.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Fernando.
And Fernando will talk about, for next time.
Okay, you guys,
Okay.
we'll be back in 2 weeks, every other Saturday. So that will be the 25th, right? June 25th, same time, same place. Same link.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thanks, you guys. Everyone, take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.